Hello, this reading is for Gemini. Welcome to Spiritually Fine-Tuned. I have been sitting in your energy, and these are the cards that came out, what you need to fine-tune or what's probably going on. Energetically, I felt like you were tense, and when I felt that and I was asking about that, the card that came out was impartiality, which is in your chakra, so it made me feel like you were in the gray area, but being in the gray area is about being neutral. On the flip side, on the downside, it could be about being depressed, but I didn't feel any depression or any sadness. I felt like tense. And for impartiality, it's about seeing both sides of the field, and it's about being the voice of reason. That's the word that came to me, the voice of reason for others, but at this time it's causing tension in your life, probably from seeing both sides of the field, or maybe you haven't seen both sides of the field. I was feeling like you probably haven't seen both sides of the fields, because sometimes, like I said, you guys can only see your point of view because it's double. It's like seeing the flip side of it, right? But it's about not being so much the voice of reason that it causes you to be a target. It causes you to be looked at as Gemini is always being as something. A Gemini, because you know, sometimes when you're trying to help others, whether you're helping both parties or not, you're a target now. It's like the nice guy always finish last. It's like it's about accommodating others, but then being seen as a threat or a target for no reason when you probably had every good intention. So it's been causing a lot of tension in your aura. But the good thing about it was the other card that came out was joy. So all in all, like, you're going to have some joy about this, or you're going to be experiencing joy. You're going to break through and find a way to break through and become more of joy. And I also was seeing that while you're dealing with conflict resolution, it's about you dealing with conflict resolution, right? It's just saying that as you deal with conflict resolution, there are other ways. And the Welcome to New card came out. There are other ways to deal with it. You can deal with conflict resolution in a joyful way. You can be peaceful and neutral and say, okay, I see what you're saying. Do you see what I'm saying? And walk away. Or you can totally have a brand new outlook on it and just smile about it, laugh about it. Not in a sarcastic way, but in a way that's saying, man, some of these arguments are small, or there's bigger things going on in the world, or finding a way to make it laughter, because laughter breaks through egos. Laughter breaks through pride. Laughter breaks through anything and everything. Just bringing the joy of life to situations that probably are stressful to you. A better way to deal with it is just to laugh about it. Every situation, like, oh my God, because there's been situations in my life that were repeated. I don't know if I needed to learn a lesson. I don't know what was going on with that, but it was like repeated. And so at some point I was like, okay, you're going to keep doing this. Then I realized that this ain't nothing for me to freak out about. I'm like, okay, I heard this. And sometimes it's not even happening in your life. When it plays out in somebody else's life, you can laugh. You can say, oh my gosh, I went through that. Let me tell you the way not to deal with it. Like, I will put myself in a position of, I guess, humility, and laugh and tell that person, like, okay, I've already been through that. And when I went through it, I was completely self-destructive. I was completely annoying to everybody. And that's probably why nobody likes me now. I mean, just things to make that person laugh. So that they can come out of it, but it doesn't cause you tension, because you could be trying to figure out why they don't get something that's probably understandable. You're like, oh my gosh, all you got to do is put the yellow with the blue and make green. Does yellow and blue make green? I think you do. I don't remember. But whatever, you're telling them that all you got to do is put 1 + 1 and it's 2. Why you don't get it? Put your 1 with her 1 and y'all have 2 instead of having a separate. Both of y'all only got 1. Don't you want more out of the picture? Don't you want to understand? Instead of doing that, you could just tell them some things that you went through and make it in a joyful way. And that's the point of enlightenment. It enlightens others through joy and laughter, instead of being so forceful or having to articulate in a way that causes you to be drained. And so you got the card Welcome to New, which is about welcoming new things into your life. And for me, I feel like new ways of dealing with conflict resolution, new ways of being the voice of reason, because you are the voice of reason to the people around you, obviously, or you wouldn't have pulled the impartiality card, which is not totally about you. It's about how you deal with others. So in this time right now is really Spirit wants you to see how you deal with others, and there's new ways of dealing with them. You don't have to completely push everybody away. You don't have to call everybody out of their name. Not saying that you're doing it, but you don't even have to be just so overjoyed. You can just have that simple laughter. It's like that one thing that just One thing that I desire from the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord. It's just that one thing. That's all God wants you to know, is that one thing. So it's a new way of dealing with people that doesn't cause pressure on you. And this is not saying that the way you've been dealing was wrong, because there's no arguments within, like nobody's looking at you strange. But I said you could become a target because of the wisdom and the things that you're showing people, but it's causing you to be tense and put in situations where you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And that's a part of being a leader. But God is trying to show you there's a new way to deal with it in a joyful manner, that you don't walk away tense, because it's like tension on your end, but it's not coming from you, which is weird, but it's true. And you also pull healing from the past. For me, I thought that was about healing the way you dealt with stuff. You may have dealt with people in a way that you're not proud of. You might have dealt with situations that you're like, man, I know so much more now. Like the old folks say, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have done that. But it's okay. It's healing from the way you used to do things, and just allowing yourself to walk into this new door and saying, listen, it only takes one thing. One thing that I desire. It only takes one thing. That's it. It only takes one day. It only takes 1 minute. It's just one thought. All you need is one thought pattern to flow through you, and you're good. I am joy. I am love. I am peace. That's the way it goes. It's only one thing that you need. It'll double and triple on its own, but it starts with one step. One good intention, one good deed. That's all. It's realizing that and allowing it to flow through you. And then you also got dietary change. So I just felt like this was about, if you're dealing with so many people and so many situations, it might affect your eating habits. You might crave stuff that you don't need, or you might eat stuff that's readily available because you're dealing with so much stuff. And it's just about realizing that even if you're going through these situations and helping other people, you have to really focus on your diet and make it accommodating. And it could be also that you're doing so much that you're not allowed to eat as healthy as you want to. But remember, you have snack bars. You have, they have baked chips now. Like, there are different ways that you can curve your diet and still be healthy. So I know it might be like, I don't have time to go cook a healthy meal after I've done all this work I've done today. Grab a healthy snack. Like, you can still snack, just get a healthy snack. Low carbs, low sugar. That's all it is about. And you also pull magic prayer. I feel like this card is for you to say that magic prayer and allow yourself to be at peace. What I feel for you is, like, every situation after it's done, say a magic prayer. God, please don't let me take this energy with me. God, please release this situation, release this person, release this disagreement, release this job that I did, allow me to be at peace. It's just about saying that magic prayer every time something is over. And even if it's something good, God, thank you for allowing it to happen. Let my mind be constantly renewed. Now I'm going to another day. Now I'm going to another moment. And it's just saying that prayer every time. Maybe when you get tense or you put in those situations where it's impartial and you want to make it fair to everybody, just say that prayer. God, I pray that I handle this in the best way. You can say it before or after, but it's about keeping your prayer life strong. And prayers don't have to be 30 minutes. They can be, listen, I said one thing. It could be 1 minute. Father God, please let me go into this with a mentality of being fair, being honest, of walking in integrity. Boom. The universe hears you, God hears you, and he allows that to flow through you. Your magic prayer could be to deal with these conflicts or these situations in a joyous manner. Just say it. Speak it and it shall happen. Also, you had Cupid. That was your angel message. They said we send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decisions to go to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening, allowing yourself to reading too fast. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. So all in all, this is about peace, love, and joy, which I love those quotes. I love those things. It's just about being at peace. The magic prayer is going to bring you peace. Healing from the past is going to allow peace to flow. But then you're going to see things in a more joyous, loving manner. And since you're realizing all of this about the impartiality, obtaining joy, making sure that your diet is not being affected by the work that you are doing. It's not saying that you're not healthy. It's just saying that with all the work you're doing, you still have to pay attention to the diet of yours. And as you're welcoming the new and healing from the past, and you're allowing your prayers to be heard and manifest in an abundant, successful, peaceful, loving way, it's bringing you love. Cupid is shooting his arrow at you. And I guess Valentine's Day is coming up too. So it's like love is booming. Love is still in the field. Love is all around. So no matter what, all these situations that you're facing, God just wants you to deal with them in a loving way. And people always say, I want to speak the truth, but the Bible says you should speak the truth with love. So when you have to tell these people about the differences, say it with love so that you're not frustrated. Because you know, you guys can flip out if you're mad. And it doesn't mean that your words are wrong. It's just that you're saying them in a way that's not loving, which make people question, like, what is your angle? And you guys can be very loving when you want to, but when those words fly out, they're out. It's like they're out there. So my buddy, you can't take those back. But people understand that it's your passion, but it's about allowing that passion to come off in a loving way. So all I can say for you, Gemini, is while you're dealing with this impartiality and being the voice of reason, speak the truth to everybody, even yourself, in love. And that's the only way for it to be a success and not be so stressful on you. So that's your reading, Gemini. It should get you to like the 21st, 22nd. I'll try to be back in the month. But for now, just speak the truth with love.